The plans call for a dado, which is a groove down the center of a board, to be 1 3/4 from the bottom of your box. This is where the shelf will sit to separate the drawer from the top where the lid goes. There's two ways to go about this. Typically, we do it on the router. This is your first exposure to the router, which is an open blade. Can be very dangerous, so we use push blocks for our safety equipment. But first, let me talk about setup. The plans call for, like I said, 1 3/4 from here to here. The groove on the board, the dado, to the bottom of your box. I'm going to show you on two boards how to do it on a router. For setup, I have this save jig where I put on my router and I set my fence to that. I double check it by measuring from the inside space between the two. Should be 1 3/4. I know that it's set up properly. Make sure the fence is stable. This router bit is set up 1/8 of an inch high. The plans call for this dado to be 1/4 of an inch deep. The reason why you do that is because anytime you use a router, you want to make two passes, kind of like on a dado saw. It wants to lift up, you're not cutting all the way through. So this router is set up at 1/8 of an inch high. This router is set up at 1/4 inch high. You make one pass here, a second pass there. They're both set up the same, so then they're going to be going through and cutting your final cut at 1/4 inch deep. Now, what's important about that is that you make sure that you keep the bottom of your box against the fence here, and then when you set it down, wherever you set it down, make sure that you know where that groove is. So then when you come over to the next one, the next router, you have that same bottom side against the fence, so you don't cut two lines in your box. That's very common. People forget to make that note. And so sometimes what I suggest for people to do is to make some sort of a mark on their box. Maybe it's a B, or write the full word bottom. That way when you're cutting, you know, you can look at it and remember which side goes against the fence. Now, you need to have two safety push blocks when you do this. You've got a longer piece and a shorter piece. I'll do the long piece first. Turn the router on. Hold it against the fence with one push block. Hold it down with the other and just send it through. Now I have a groove down the center of the board. You'll do that on all four pieces. I'm just showing you on two right here. Then I take them to the next router. Now I've got two dados that, when I put the bottoms together, should match up.